For quite a while now, we have been hearing from much of the conservative population that it is the left and people like Joe Biden who are anti-freedom of speech, who will take action against people whenever they don't like the words that these individuals are using and when they disagree with them politically and all these different things. And this has created the political landscape that we're in now, where the Republican Party is having hearings about Twitter and how they interfered in the 2020 election, not providing evidence to that claim, but also saying the FBI coordinated with Twitter to steal the election from Trump, and they have their weaponization committee about the FBI being weaponized against conservatives, and all these different things, very focused on kind of the anti-freedom of speech argument they feel the left advocates on behalf of. Well, now, if they think that the FBI going to Twitter and saying, hey, just warning, we're expecting, as we saw in 2016, Russia to meddle, to try to spread disinformation in the election, be on the lookout, not forcing Twitter to do anything, just warning them based on U.S. intelligence. And if they're very against Biden, the Biden campaign reaching out to Twitter and saying there's nude photos of Hunter Biden released unconsensually, that's against your TOS, maybe you take a look and take them down, and Twitter going, oh, these are against our TOS, we're going to take them down. If all of that's horrible because it's the government or Biden before he was president interacting with social media platforms and trying to get things taken down that they disagree with politically, then conservatives must be outraged about our next story, which is the fact that when Trump was president, he was offended that Jimmy Kimmel was saying rude jokes. And so he got his team to call up Disney, who owns ABC, that's where Jimmy Kimmel live airs, and say, Jimmy Kimmel needs to stop with all these rude jokes, and pressured Disney to do so. Now, of course, they didn't force Jimmy Kimmel to stop telling the jokes, but this is what the Trump team wanted. Conservatives, is this horrible to you? Is this anti-freedom of speech? He can't take comedy. I thought the left hated all the comedians, according to what I've been hearing. Okay, so here from Rolling Stone, Trump White House pressured Disney to censor Jimmy Kimmel. In early 2018, the American national security apparatus was fixated on reports that North Korea was building nuclear weapons that could reach the U.S. or that Russia was plotting chemical weapons assassinations in Europe. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump was busy targeting his idea of an enemy of the state, late-night host Jimmy Kimmel. The then president, according to two former Trump administration officials, was so upset by Kimmel's comedic jabs that he directed his White House staff to call up one of Disney's top executives in Washington, D.C. to complain and demand action. In at least two separate phone calls that occurred around the time Trump was finishing his first year in office, the White House conveyed the severity of his fury with Kimmel to Disney, the ex-officials tell Rolling Stone. Trump's staff mentioned that the leader of the free world wanted the billion-dollar company to rein in the Trump-trashing ABC host, and that Trump felt that Kimmel had, in the characterization of one former senior administration official, been very dishonest in doing things that Trump would have once sued over. So you can tell my focus on this, because it's been such a big discussion, is to press anyone who's very concerned with the Twitter files for consistency. Because if it is wrong and a huge deal that the FBI went to Twitter and said, we have reason to believe there's going to be a lot of Russian disinformation, be on the lookout, coming soon, and not forcing Twitter, but saying that was the expectation, so be on the lookout. If that is horrible, if the Biden campaign saying these things seem to be against your terms of service, could you take a look at them, and Twitter going, oh, they are against our terms of service, cool, we're going to take them down. If all of that's bad, then I'm sure it would be horrible for the current president, not the Biden campaign, but the current president, to get his team to call a major media company executive and say, you need to get one of the comedians on your payroll to stop being so rude to the president. That sounds anti-freedom of speech to me. But we're probably not going to hear that response from many of those who are very concerned with the Twitter files And it's a great chance to call out that hypocrisy based on this story that is so wild and almost a caricature of what you imagine Trump to be behind the scenes. I don't like that Jimmy Kimmel's saying these things about me. Stop it. That's the concern of the president? Holy smokes. How did we get through those 4 years? I really do not know. Let me know what you think of all of this in the comments of the YouTube video.